Hi guys, welcome back to Biology 101 with the American Bi Guy, a show on Bi TV brought to you by us. Today I'm answering questions that you guys submitted to me on askabyguy.com, and I have one question that I wanted to get back with you guys on, and it's actually from a guy named Kyle. Thank you, Kyle, for your question, and I'm so happy that you felt the courage to be able to send your question to me so that way I could better help you and share my experiences, and also hopefully other people out there who may be in the same boat or just wondering about their identity. So I'm going to read the question to you guys, and Kyle, I'm going to do my best to help you and give you my best opinion as the American Bi Guy. Alright? So, here's the question right here. Kyle, first of all, identifies as male, and when asked what his same-sex attraction is, he said 90% or more. He chose the team of a mascot. He's loud and proud, and he identifies as gay. And he's very experienced with the same sex, and he's 26 years old. So here's the question. I am gay, and I've always identified as gay. I've only ever been interested and attracted to men, and only dated men. But now, all of a sudden, pretty regularly, I have a strong urge and are very curious to try sex with a woman, a female. There isn't a particular woman I'm attracted to at the moment, but I'm curious to explore sex with one. Don't know if I date one, but sometimes I feel if I tried it, I'd like it and want to try dating a woman. This is very different and new to me. Could I be bisexual or just curious? I've never dated or had sex of any kind, or even kissed a woman, but I'm really curious to try and see what it's about. Could I be bi or just curious? Do you have any information or advice? So, thank you, Kyle, again, like I said, for your question. Just being very direct and forward. First, I want to say that you are already on the right route of allowing yourself the space to say, hey, you know what, here's who I am, but there's something else there. I think a lot of people don't know how to do that, and unfortunately, we live in a world where mankind tells you what your life must look like. At the very least, you're bi-curious, right? My personal opinion is that of an American Bi Guy, you are a bisexual teammate. Your jersey just looks a little bit different. You have that big old 90 on it because you're predominantly attracted to men, and that's totally okay. Sometimes, as we get older, our taste buds change, right? Sometimes, we grow up. I remember as a kid, I didn't like peanut butter. As I got older, I love peanut butter. You're 26 years old, so you're just about the edge, like finishing up on the puberty side. But your brain, of course, you're still developing who you are. I think that you remind me of myself when I was your age and I was in grad school. When I was in grad school, I had my very first boyfriend. And, during the course of that relationship, was a couple of years, I started to look for women to, talk to romantically, sexually. Like I was very attracted to women. And I remember hiding it from everyone, including at the time my boyfriend. I think that because you identify as, like I said, predominantly into men, and I have to say this, understand that there are, in the gay community, you may not like this either, but there are a lot of people who are in the gay community who are not all the way gay. There's nothing wrong with you if you are. Obviously, it's a gay community. But there are a lot of people who don't go all the way down the block, and around the corner. They just go halfway, and that's just where they sit. But because of the way society is, especially that of men, they live the life of a gay person, right? They go with the masses. They go with who people tell them they are, rather than truly allowing themselves to go with the current of which way they're going to go. So, there's a lot of people. You're not alone. I think that as far as your attraction, you did mention that it's not a specific woman. I would challenge you to dig a little deeper and say, would even a trans person, like a trans man who's pre-op, or would a trans woman who is pre-op satisfy your desire, or satisfy that attraction? A woman, is a very wonderful, like sexy, like magical, like a human, and so I caution you because, I've watched it many times where, I've seen men getting down with the get down, and if one woman enters the room, it changes the entire dynamic of what men may be doing in that room or where their attention lies. As far as the intimacy piece comes, and I'm very victim of this too, even as the American bi guy. When I'm with a woman, right, and I'm very attracted to her, even, we're intimate, my brain does this thing where it says, this is freaking phenomenal. Like, this is great. Like, I get why people are I get why men are straight. I get it, right? I want this forever. This is just mind blowing. But at the same time, as I got older and I started to realize that that moment can be very pivotal, and it can kind of shape you to make you doubt or make you even more confused. Because if you really do enjoy being the company of a woman, or and moving along that process of what that looks like, and you identify as men, then you become like stuck. Understand it's your bi formula, and sometimes it's just like when you have like a craving for a certain food. Sometimes I just really gotta have like a pepperoni pizza. Right? When you get the pepperoni pizza, it's like, okay, cool. And it'll come back. It's the same thing. Is that your taste buds you're slowly starting to explore and find out that there's something more here. But, don't be thrown off guard or caught off guard by that experience. There's a term they use when they say, oh, that person rocked my world. Oftentimes, and it's usually using a negative context, they'll say, oh, you got turned out. Right? You hear, when a man sleeps with another man, say, oh, he got turned out. Or a woman be with another woman, oh, she got turned out. Be very careful, because I don't think that it's necessarily turning somebody out. But when you have your first, encounter with another person of a different sex, it can be very powerful. Now, some may find out they don't like it. And then some find out it's really powerful. I don't think that your attraction to men will ever go away, and that is okay. But I do think that you need to be mindful of, if you do go down that road, how you're going to feel after. Because remember, you're in a community which we know and love, but does not give you the room to say, I'm bisexual. And then on top of that, you have society telling you that you must look, walk, talk, act, dress, and be a certain way if you're going to pursue women. And I can tell you right now, that's a lie. So I just want you to be mindful of that moment, because it's great. Oftentimes you see this when, like I said, a guy has his first same-sex encounter, and they're always turned out, he just turns up the dial and goes all the way. It's just a place where I really need you to be mindful of how you're going to respond, in that event. But there are a lot of women, like I said, even on my phone right now, I had this woman texting me earlier, and she was like, yeah, my husband and I, we like to have a lot of fun, and he's bisexual, and so am I, and it turns her on to see her husband with another man. So it's not the end of the road for you. It's just beginning, baby. You're just not hitting the gravel path. And I think that if you take your time and peel back the layers, you'll slowly start to find out that you are a teammate. So welcome to the team. Your jersey looks different than mine, which is okay. But at the end of the day, this is the beautiful part about life. And I think it's a beautiful, incredible thing that you, that identifying as a gay man, can admit that you are interested in women, but you don't know how far that will go. It doesn't always need to be sexual. The bond that I have with women, they're pretty powerful, So I think that you're in a place where you're on a self-discovery, and you're going to find out. Take your time, be very open and honest, and you may find a woman who will, I know you definitely can find a woman out there who will love you and accept you for who you are. But also, there are some that will say, like, hey, me too. I know, in case in point, I have this one girl, that we have an intimate relationship, and she identifies openly as a lesbian. Right? But, pretty regularly on my phone, I get messages from her, and I told her, I said, you are really flipping my bi formula here. And I remember she said, you're welcome. Right? We kind of laughed about it. So enjoy it, just sink into it, take your time. Like I said, you're not straight. And it doesn't sound like you're all the way gay. You're up there, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do think that you are a teammate. That there are men in the world who like women, but do not always look like what society says we must in order to pursue women. There are a lot of us out there. Some of us are more feminine than others. Some of us are more emotional. Some of us, are bisexual. Some of us, are just a little bit more quiet than, or more reserved. So just understand that you are encoded with a very special DNA that the universe gave you that makes you who you are. And you're starting to peel back some of the layers and unfold some of the mysteries in that. And I think that it's a wonderful place to be. And I think that you are definitely a teammate. So welcome to the Bi Team, my dear friend. And hopefully we can dig a little deeper with some more follow-up questions and more interviews that will help you to understand who you are.